In May, a new historical marker was unveiled in Vincennes. It was the 10th marker that was dedicated by the Indiana Historical Bureau that is located in the Vincennes city limits. Are you curious about what other 9 markers there are? Photojournalists Jill Ballinger and Marianne McDaniel will take you to these sites.
The Indiana State Historical Markers recognize the statewide, national, or international significance of events, sites, and individuals in Indiana history. The marker program is operated by the Indiana Historical Bureau, a division of the Indiana State Library. Since 1946, the Indiana Historical Bureau has worked closely with community partners to install over 750 of these markers across the state. They can be found in 91 of Indiana's 92 counties. The marker program is a public-driven program, with IHB accepting applications for new state marker topics each year. The markers are intended to tell the stories behind the locations as opposed to the details about the physical structures alone.
The first marker placed in Vincennes was at Fort Knox First Site, located at Bunton and First Street. This marker was erected in 1966 by the Indiana Sesquicentennial Commission. Built in 1787 by Major John F. Hamtramck under command of General Josiah Harmar, it is the United States Army's most western outpost for several years. It was named for General Henry Knox, first Secretary of War.
Welcome to the Old French House. It was home to French fur trader Michel Bruyère. The French Creole cottage, built circa 1806, is typical of post-en-cils construction technique used by French settlers in the Mississippi Valley during 18th and early 19th centuries. Restoration work was done in 1974 through 1976.
The third marker erected in the city was for Samuel Thornton Scott. In 1808, Scott was the first resident Presbyterian minister in the Indiana Territory. He headed the first school, which was a grammar school. Under the authority of the Board of Trustees of Vincennes University from 1811 to 1815, he served as a member of the Board of Trustees of Vincennes University. The marker is located just off of Harrison Street by the State Historical Sites.
In 2001, the Vincennes Carnegie Library was recognized. It's located at 7th and Seminary Streets, and the library is better known as the Knox County Public Library. It is listed on the National Register of Historic Places and was one of 1,679 libraries built in the U.S. with funds from Andrew Carnegie. Indiana built more Carnegie libraries than any other state.
Our fifth marker is for William Henry Harrison and the Lewis and Clark expedition. Harrison is recognized as being the governor of the Indiana Territory, and he served as a contact during the expedition. Lewis and Clark stopped in Vincennes on their way to the Falls of the Ohio. The expedition explored lands of the Louisiana Purchase and the Pacific Northwest. The marker is located on the grounds of the Indiana State Historic Sites.
Mary Clark is recognized for her place in history with a marker at the Knox County Courthouse. Born circa 1801, Clark, a slave, was purchased in Kentucky and was brought to Vincennes in 1815 and indentured as a servant. Clark petitioned the Knox County Circuit Court to terminate her indenture because she was held illegally as a slave. The Circuit Court ruled Clark freely entered into her indenture and had to complete it. Upon appeal, the Indiana Supreme Court ruled Clark's suit proved her service was involuntary, violating Indiana's 1816 Constitution. The court discharged her from service, and the ruling contributed to the end of indentured servitude in Indiana.
In the State Historic Sites area, we find another marker honoring Tecumseh and Harrison. The marker was installed in 2011. Here, Shawnee warrior Tecumseh met with Indiana Territory Governor William Henry Harrison in August 1810 and July 1811. Tecumseh told Harrison, Indiana lands were common property and could not be sold without an agreement from all Indian nations. The Confederacy wanted to keep peace in their lands, but would defend their villages from U.S. advance. In Tecumseh's absence in 1811, Harrison led troops into contested lands along the Wabash River. The Battle of Tippecanoe ensued on November 7th.
Known as one of America's clowns, Red Skelton's marker is located at his birthplace on Lindell Avenue. Skelton was a popular comedian who had his own television show which aired for 20 years. He was remembered for his zany characters like Clem Cadiddlehopper and his interpretation of the Pledge of Allegiance.
Our ninth marker is for the historic Pantheon Theater. In the day, it was a state-of-the-art facility. The Pantheon Theater opened on May 16, 1921, with the Broadway show Midnight Whirl. It provided patrons with news and entertainment, including vaudeville acts and moving pictures like Ben-Hur. The theater's location in the region facilitated the exchange of arts and culture, and it hosted many renowned entertainers, including Red Skelton.
Our last marker is the newest marker in Vincennes. The marker honors Adam Gimbel and the Gimbel Department Store. It became one of the largest department store chains by the late 1920s and had over 50 locations nationwide by 1960. It became a retail presence in cities like Milwaukee, Philadelphia, and New York City. For Mary Ann McDaniel, I'm Jill Ballinger for First City Focus.
If you would like to find out more about these markers or any other markers across the state, visit in.gov/history.